I had an amazing day today, I guess, with the Mars in Pisces that will be conjuncting Neptune. Pardon me while I just dial in on that. There's a few frogs in my yard. There's like 2 extra frogs or 3 this year. Um, Hard to make anything out during the Pisces string out. For me anyway, anything that and the sign of Pisces moves through the actual house of Pisces. That's the way you would do the astrology anyway, is that you would just put Aries on the first house and then everybody, the collective is experiencing the 12th house phenomena. And it's still kind of like a slow move into spring. But if you notice, it's like sprung, like right away with all of the sun activity, the flares and stuff. It's very intense, the sun's rays. I'm not afraid of any of it myself. I love the sun. It communicates um, through your pineal gland. And wanted to talk about how, it's just I was reflecting on the amount of more presence of people that are on my street alone just from in the last 3 years. It's really kind of packed up. But see, that's not a problem unless they are like they're polluting the place, right? And it's kind of intrusive, and it's kind of they are not really keeping the ambiance. Like, did they notice how quiet it was before they even moved in here? Some of them, well, many of them actually built their houses right in front of my face, and for the most part, we have minded our own business, and I don't see that the stuff that goes on even just 2 doors down doesn't affect me much. It's just I ended up looking at the way somebody was micromanaging their place and then how it affected my particular microcosm. Yes, the asphalt thing really fucking burns me because it's betrayal as far as residences experience, the ones who have been here the longest, experiencing being just first of all, it's like, well, the reason why it's so quiet here is because the people who live here keep it that way. But see, the reason why I started about that is to try and, it's like, well, these people that come up here, they don't care. They didn't come up here. It's not even the same. And so it's interesting. What's strange is that I've been getting a feeling that is so down home wonderful about my whereabouts, which has been living up here for over 35 years. See, I knew what it was like 35 years ago, even beyond, when I was 4 or 5 coming up here and running around. And yes, it was very, very different as a forest, and the intention, the way that people lived in intention. They kept the fencing down, they shared land with, particularly the fish and game trail around here with the creeks, and we just understood that people were going to be wandering around hiking because that's what it's about here. And we are trail people, trail wise, you know, and that kind of has faded away. Not really. I'm still here, and it's more than that kind of thing. There is just this like, well, what kind of people are these people? Are they conscientious of the environment? And to me, that comes hand in hand with enjoying the mountain wilderness, especially a piece of land there. It should be ordained that people have at least a guideline that is general, that says you all agree, right, that you don't bring city grade pollutions in, because you all agree, right, that you love to see the stars at night, and how beautiful it smells, the pine. Today I went to the waste disposal and got rid of some dump stuff, just doing dump run, and I noticed at the rubbish pile where they put mainly trees and stuff was some branches, and it's a little green, but I piled it in, some pine and some cedar and some pine, and I piled it in, and then went home, and then I didn't unload it, and so then I opened my car, and it smelled pine fresh. And I was just like, God, I love that. I would rather smell that than anything. It's like my car is kind of old and it's smelling like something beyond a third world country. Anyway, thanks for listening to all of my videos. Some of them are interesting, aren't they? I mean, I think that I'm trying to touch on points. To tell you the truth, I'm supposed to contribute to our, change it to your. There's the word our there. Are people breathing the same air that we do? Do they look up and see the same sky? Do they require the same kind of quality water in order to function? You know, we can leave out the eating part because we know that, well, no, some people are really waiting for that steak. They love the bacon in the morning. It's like, yes, but do you notice, but how's your health? How's your health? Do you get sick every year? Like every year, do you fall ill with the standard? Did you already get the C19 thing and all that kind of? I don't know. I mean, did you call it C19 and it was just the regular flu? I mean, it's fucked up every year. Nobody likes to get sick. It's terrible. It's ugly. All kinds of things happen. Yep. Knock on wood. Don't let this happen to anybody because it's different every time. Hey, it's rumor has it. Hey, they get the antidote for the flu. Remember this story? For every year it's different, and they find the cure for it. They have to stay on top of it by messing with something in the rainforests, the mosquitoes or something. They go around and search around. They're getting the antidote. It's getting ahead of the flu virus so you can get that vaccine. Anyway, do you remember that story? It's like, wow, who buys this stuff? It's fine. Whatever. Somebody's got to um, buy into because money is required for you to play with something. I always think, um, why don't we do something different? Like pay people to be healthy and to do healthy practices and to teach healthy things and be healthy, even. Pay people to be healthy. Having said that, like in general, kids, if you're all fascinated by this conversation, go in and think with us now. Think with you. Think with me. When you see the critical mass that's making money out there, are they ending up healthy? Is there a healthy situation coming out of it? You cannot count the fact that you've been pacifying your mind and filling out papers and doing a stencil kind of thing saying, yes, approved, approved, this is our fake life. This is in fact more real than just simply being a human being that's aware of its own presence here on this plane. I think I was trying to talk about something about this. It's only 10 minutes. I don't want to wrap it up. Talking about the environment and how don't you think that there should be ordinances? Um, what does that mean? Well, just certain guidelines that need to be agreed upon before you can even, it's a qualification in order to live in a place like in the rural areas where there's watershed going, that it stays clean when you're aware that everybody is responsible for keeping it that way, especially if you so-called live there. Now, why do you live there? Well, first of all, a lot of people, they go there because they enjoy it. So, but see, the the point is I'm making is that there's a mixture. Now, I say, what is the mixture? Well, see, there's people that are actually living it, and they are aware of it, and they're like, oh yes, I hear 3 extra frogs in my yard. I'm gonna go out there. I love going up close to it and just listening to them. That's the way I am. I love to walk up close. There's one that sounds like an actual frog that says ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. But then the other 2 or 3, I think there's 3, they don't sound like frogs at all, but I can tell they're frogs, but it's like that. It sounds like more like it's really broken up, like it's very hoarse, but it's a frog. Okay, I'm serious about that. Getting right into, if you can't make full-on nonsense like a frog croaking in your yard, like the most amazing thing for us, however long it lasts, if it's happening again, fest. Call it a fest. This is Frog Fest. Second annual Frog Fest. In fact, if anybody's paying attention to my Facebook page, last year I raised frogs inside of my bird feeder. For some reason, they just ended up there. There was tadpoles. And then one day, see, I was feeding them. I was like, what do I do? And I kept the water from the creek in there. And I was feeding them, and I think they were eating just fine. I don't know. But lo and behold, they had left the nest. I'm telling you, I'm serious about this. If you can't be serious about this, you do not belong here. That's that's the way the ordinances would go. You have to be 100% in to what is going on this year. This year I have 2 T-birds. Well, one arrived. They're probably fighting over a nest or something, but the T-bird, the mountain chickadee, they weren't in my yard for the last 3 or 4 years, and I was worried about it, but now they're back, so keeping track of that. Very, very important around here. Hawks are flying over. There's bunny and stuff going on in Noah's yard here, Shauna's Ark. But if you want to talk about the surroundings here, how that just in the last 3 years, the shit that has gone on, I have literally watched even moles, but I watched a mole come up out of and run for my yard and just, ran for its dear life into my yard. And I had pinned it down and I thought, oh, I gotta get this fucking thing somehow. I've got to get it out of here and get it in this cage. I was trying to get it in this cage, but I could only just, I knew that it could just disappear, right? It was so strange the way that I pinned it to the ground. It could not move. And I thought, okay, so all I got to do is lift up a little bit and then scoop it in the cage or something. And I was getting ready to do that. And all it took was a little bit of leeway like that. And I knew that might be the problem. That darn thing has sonar or something. I'm telling you, it was on top of dirt that might as well have been cement. But somehow this fucking mole, I'm convinced it used some kind of sonar that just busted through and it just absorbed right into the soil. It just disappeared before I could even get the cage and get it going. It was so amazing. Dead serious. And that's fine. There are some gophers out there. They're aerating my soil. I looked over and there's its little head mound right there, and its little head poking out, and its had little eyes, and they're cute, and I'm pretty sure it knew I was there. I tried to get a picture of it, but it just closed up its hole and said, "Fuck you." So I'm serious about that. The wildlife has taken refuge here like crazy. There's a lot of changes when, babes, the energy that has come here is, and I was talking about, isn't it's not so bad that there's people here. If we all are on the same page, like to me, the same page is just, do you know what reality is, and are you somebody that's handling the truth well? That includes the possibility of other people being there and your presence. How are you with your presence? Are you available to anything of that I just mentioned? At least the truth within reality. Joining the living lately? I don't know, but what I'm trying to say, you can feel the energy of some people who aren't really. They're head tripping, doing something else. You can kind of feel the vibes really quick, and the main thing what this all needs is understanding. See, and now if you want to go general, people that are in their heads too much, a lot about everything, imagining a life to be like most narcissists are, they don't have much understanding. It's coming from a very illusory place of so-called knowing, which is their fear-based um, education or how to handle it, which is just the same as saying their mind. They're purely mental. They have something going on in their head. Mainly, if you want to know what it is, am I going to win this? Am I going to be on top? Do I stay feeling superior, or do I not? And we all know. Why am I talking about this? Well, um, it's profuse. I mean, when it gets close, you have to you have to shoo it away. It's like, oh God, I know that I'm not perfect, and I'll have my moments of being low. So this is the thing: is you'll notice is that they can be there, toxic, highly toxic, dangerous sociopath and narcissists. They can be there for 3 years, 13 years, 30 years, and you're just like, you're minding your own business. You're level-headed. You're just, oh, whatever. But when it comes time for cooperation or like now you really want to get to know and you need understanding, if you tell them no about something on a level that's like, actually, if we put this out on the table, I bet you a lot of people would disagree. Like, say, the asphalt thing. That's just non-conscientious, very, very highly, say, suspect. Like, that's weird. How many residences just up and jumped and done that at the same time? They're not thinking on their own. Those particular people should be X'd out and their money's taken away. According to what is ordained here, if you look at the future, how it might be if somebody like me would just be able to go viral and say, well, this is what I'm trying to say. Take it to court, take it to say, why isn't it like this? See, not enough people are doing it. Not enough people are doing it. To say, no, why is it so wild? It's lawless. You want to talk about lawless? This is what they mean. That people just don't have a sense of moral values about anything. Say the environment. Excuse me, but I'm going to go outside right now and tiptoe. Dead serious. Just so I can listen to these frogs. Day 3 of warm weather, not freezing, and it's time for spring, like now. And I'm going to relish it like crazy. Asphalt smell and all. Remember now, you people that are spying on me, just can't seem to get enough. You failed to support me with that. I mean, we could have a deeper understanding too, like getting here. Well, what's the trip over here? Well, I'm going through. A lot of people are going through some hell of shit because maybe they are ultra sensitive, and it's time to figure it out. Can we sit and let's just be? Can you be with each other? Can you be together? No, you guys aren't loving people. I'm okay, okay, you're not loving, okay. Fine. You won't get nothing from me. You used to fucking wave at you stupid assholes. Hi, just trying to fucking be present. You? No. Proven over and over and over that you have some kind of fucking trip in your head. There's other people on this blog that have much more respect. Why? Because reality shows, not their head, not their beliefs, not what the hearsay she says around this fucking shit. Actual experiences going through fucking thicknesses of weather, right? Going through thick and thin, going through the harshest of snow. The saying goes, you do not know the strength of a pine tree until you see it going through the harshest of snow. And that's just a metaphor for the human spirit. Is there a human spirit there? Is there a human spirit there that I can trust that's there, that can witness the human spirit there? Huh? 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 No. Getting back to the beginning is like, well, what was the beginning of the video? I'm trying to, it's hard to talk about. It's like, well, yeah, good luck with the non-human faction. Just, they are doing something else that isn't very hearty, in case you are the living and you thought that there would be this is a great opportunity. Fuck it, it's ruined by that. You're outnumbered by these stupid people. Call them narcissists, call them just highly abused, glitching out with money. That fucking shit is a problem. And I hear some people that I'm tuning into on social media, it's getting into their, into their backyard, into their, it's like, yeah, no, these people that are just basically they're equal to toddlers with toys, and they just play mean, and they don't know how to play.